Good morning, everyone. Just after 6 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning, I'm Angi Gonzalez.
And I'm meteorologist Joe Thompson back in once again today for John.
Yes, and you are bringing not so cold temperatures this morning. I know you did that on purpose. Give us a little bit of a relief from the below zero wind chills that we've seen the last couple of weeks, but we do have some snow chances on the way. And while what we're going to see tonight perhaps maybe shouldn't be such a concern, you say that there's a possibility in the forecast of something a little bit more.
Yeah, today right now we have a little weak system moving through. Impacts of that one fairly minimal. There's going to be a slightly stronger little system moving in tomorrow. That's going to have a chance of maybe bringing some accumulating snow to the area. So I think 24 hours from now, things could be a little bit slick across the area. But once again, as we've been talking the past few days, a major winter storm it will not be. But as Angie mentioned, temperatures fairly balmy once again for this time of year. We've always kind of got used to just being smacked by that cold air when we walk outside, that when we walk out in temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s where they're at right now, it actually feels kind of nice, kind of warm, and that's pretty much what we're going to be seeing here as we go through the rest of today. But again, we are monitoring some precipitation moving its way through the region. Show you triple Doppler radar, mostly falling as some light snowfall across portions of our area, mainly as you get south of the Toledo metro area and even south of Bowling Green and Napoleon. This is part of that first clipper moving through. It's fairly light precipitation, fairly light snow, so no major accumulations expected. There may be a couple of slick spots. Also some thin fog being reported across portions of our area as well. So while not dense, you may experience some reduced visibility in some locations. So another thing to watch out for if you are going to be heading out the door here fairly soon. So this is clipper number one moving through right now. Again, overall, fairly minimal impacts, mostly just some snow showers and flurries as we go through the morning. But clipper number two will be coming through tonight. Do expect some moderate impacts from that because there is going to be some accumulating snow with that system. However, the news isn't all bad because we are tracking yet another warm-up as we head into the weekend. So a couple of things going on. We'll break it all down in my full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Angie?
All right, thanks so much, Joe. Well, happening right now, a new traffic alert to warn you about this morning is those of you who use 75 north and southbound in Wood County between State Route 582 to Signet Road are going to experience some delays in the next 10 hours or so, beginning at 9 a.m. So in the next 3 hours here and until 3 p.m., crews with the Ohio Department of Transportation are going to be working on I-75 in both the north and southbound lanes, doing pavement repair in that area. What you're seeing right now, the OGO website, OHGO, that is ODOT's website, so you can get real-time traffic updates, see whether or not that is going to be causing you any delays later this morning. Meantime, now to a big story happening here in Ohio this morning, but down in Cincinnati, where a bridge collapse has killed one person and blocked the entire southbound lanes of 75. Now, this happened around 10:30 Monday night when part of the old Hopple Street Bridge collapsed. Officials say that the bridge was being prepped for demolition at the time that the collapse took place, but as of right now, there is no cause as to exactly why the bridge fell. It was not intentional. One construction worker was killed in the collapse and a semi-truck driver was injured when the bridge fell on top of the truck that they were in. Their injuries, though, not known right now. Cincinnati police are warning drivers in that area that the commute could be a messy one.
We anticipate at least a 48-hour closure of I-75 South, and then we're going to make arrangements for reroutes to get the motorists around this, but we want to advise people to please stay away from the area, make appropriate leave appropriate time in the morning to get to work and avoid the area.
Now, one witness says that he heard a real big boom. Others are calling this a pancake flat sort of collapse. Now, this is just moments before police cars were seen racing to the scene. New this morning, Toledo's Mayor Dean Michael Collins is prepping for a trip to Washington, D.C. today for a 4-day United States conference among mayors. It is their annual winter meeting. And while in Washington, Mayor Collins is expected to discuss action that needs to be taken to ensure that Toledo and any other communities around the Great Lakes don't experience another water crisis like we did here last August. Also expected to attend the meeting, Columbus's mayor, Akron's mayor, as well as Lima's mayor. Toledo City Council members are set to vote today on ProMedica's proposal to bring hundreds of jobs to downtown Toledo. And NBC 24's Stephanie Martinez joins us now live from downtown this morning with more on what a yes vote could mean and what it could change in the Glass City's downtown. Stephanie.
Yes, Angie, good morning. You know, such a big day for Toledo City Council members and for ProMedica and their proposal of moving its headquarters right here to the Glass Cities downtown. It would go over to the left of me to the former steam plant. However, part of this proposal includes a parking garage that would sit right here at Promenade Park. Now, I want to get out of the way, show you what the park looks like right now. Again, I'm sure so many of you very familiar with this. And, you know, from here you have the grassy knoll, you have a few trees, and a nice look of downtown. Then from downtown's perspective, you get a nice view of the Maumee River. And let's take a look at some video from last week. These are some people that were rallying to save this park, to save Promenade Park, because they feel that a parking garage would just be an eyesore for our area. However, the parking garage would accommodate all of the employees that would come down with the headquarters, which right off the bat would be around 800, and then in the future possibly 2,500 employees that would come to work at the headquarters here in downtown Toledo. So a nice bit good economic news there, which in the future, in the next 10 years, could bring up, according to city officials, up to $9.1 million to the area. But once again, taking a look at the park, this parking garage would sit at least 6 stories high, and it would cover 31,000 square feet of this beautiful grassy area. So again, this up for a vote today. Again, a yes could change a little bit of what we see here in Toledo's downtown. But again, we will know that later on in the day. For now, reporting live in downtown Toledo from Promenade Park, Stephanie Martinez, NBC 24.
All right, thanks so much, Stephanie. Well, happening right now on the NBC 24 Metro Report, if you're looking for a new job in this new year, the company Benchmark National is looking for employees. Right now, the Toledo-based business is looking to fill 50 jobs with another 50 possibly available openings by the spring. The company works with different kinds of manufacturing companies, and more specifically, the auto industry. About 250 people work for Benchmark right now, but the goal is to add another 100 workers. The jobs pay about $10 an hour to start, but they could go up to $12 an hour. You can apply online for the work at www.benchmarknational.com. Meantime, now to what's happening across America this morning, and for that we go just to our north, where a Michigan radio station knows a whole lot more today about the day the music died than they did before. They lost all of their music after falling victim to hackers. WAKV in Plainwell got hit with what is known as ransomware. It's an up-and-coming trend in cyber attacks, and News Channel 3 takes a look at what exactly you need to be looking out for.
WAKV, the memory station.
The hoppingest place around.
They're known as the memory station. You can't help but notice the irony.
Those files were gone. Like mostly cloudiest.
Their memory wiped out by hackers. 4,000 oldie songs, countless jingles, and all their files encrypted and unusable.
WAKV, I'd see you playing well again.
The day the music died, at least on AM 980.
There is that feeling of invasion. Somebody got right into your computer and just messed up stuff that they have no idea, what it was about. They're just trying to get their $500.
While there's no way to totally prevent a ransomware attack, there are some simple steps you can take to protect yourself. Andy Millen of Kalamazoo Software says ransomware is trending toward PC computers instead of Macs, and recommends doing internet browsing on a different computer than the one where your sensitive data is located.
A lot of the viruses and even the ransomware, those will come through email. And we've preached for a long time, if you get an email from someone and you don't know them, don't open it. There is no Nigerian prince who wants to give you $1 million.
Luckily, Jim Higgs did have WAKV's music backed up on an old computer. Otherwise, he would have lost everything or had to pay up the $500 ransom, something he says he never would have done.
Well, I didn't think there was any guarantee, number one, that they would unlock it and decrypt it. I don't want to spend $500. I don't want to give them the satisfaction.
I'm on in to the Calico Rabbit, 130 North.
Poor guy, he runs the radio station out of his home. That was Alex Jokic reporting. Well, now to some developing stories as more bad weather has now hampered AirAsia's search operations in Indonesia. Crews have recovered two more bodies from the December 28th crash, and that brings the total number of victims recovered to 53. But strong undercurrents caused divers to cut short their search of the jet's fuselage in order to look for more victims. There were 162 people on board the flight when it crashed into the Java Sea after the pilot requested a change of course because of bad weather. Hundreds of people attended Monday's funeral services for the policewoman who was shot and killed by one of the Paris gunmen. Clarissa Jean-Philippe was killed during 3 days of violence in Paris 2 weeks ago. In her hometown, people marched in the streets, many wearing T-shirts and badges, but the latest edition of the French satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo is sparking controversy as its cover features a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. Well, information could be the power necessary to show the problem of scrap metal theft here in Ohio. A new data sharing arrangement through the Ohio Courts Network is letting scrap metal dealers know if a convicted thief is trying to sell to them. An existing law already prohibits scrap dealers from buying metal from known thieves, but this makes it easier to track and check prospective sellers. Weekly conviction updates will pull down the latest information. Well, now to a look at what's happening here across Ohio as one town has a problem with the growing number of coyotes that they're seeing. So one local store has decided to do something about it. Over the weekend, the Dillon's Falls store held its first ever coyote hunting contest. 15 hunters signed up and went out searching for the animals, all for a cash prize that would be given to the biggest and heaviest coyote killed. On Sunday afternoon, the hunters managed to kill 4 coyotes during the tournament.
Coyotes pretty much kill anything. Rabbits, small dogs, the horses, they'll chase horses. I mean, they're a nuisance.
Now, the store owners say that the biggest coyote killed was nearly 40 pounds. And since the contest went so well, the store plans to sponsor another tournament next month. The time is now 6:12 here on this Tuesday morning. Coming up next year on NBC 24 today, selfies, they are all the rage, right? And the trend has even led to the invention of a new tool. We're going to have what it is coming up after the break. Stay with us.
And a few snowflakes flying across the area this morning. Let's show you a live look from downtown Toledo, where we do have some flurries in the metro area. Other places dealing with some snow showers. But 24 hours from now, things could be turning more white as accumulating snow is in the forecast. And I've got it for you coming up after the break.
It's coming, the big 50th anniversary Camp and Travel RV Show, January 23rd to the 25th at the